What's going on, guys? Nightfalls 29, aka Outbreak 0. And I made a pure playmaker during the winter break for me, the holidays. And I've got him badged up ways. I got, Dimer, Hall of Fame, Pick and Roll Maestro, Hall of Fame, Ankle Breaker, Gold Flashy, and Silver Lob. And then all my other badges I have at least their base level. So I got a pretty good feel for how this guy's going to play out. And I wasn't really going to make any kind of for one, just a disclaimer, I'm not a good point guard. I'm not a good playmaker, so I'm not going to try to make a tutorial on how you should play it. I definitely have opinions, but this isn't really what I would consider to be coming from a legitimate playmaker. All these opinions I've got. The first thing I would say is they're pretty fucking underrated. I don't know why more people don't play them. Probably because they're not really prolific scorers or defenders. They're just kind of a jack of all trades, and they're really prolific at the one thing most people don't like to do, and that's fucking passing the ball. So that's probably a good reason why you don't see them too often. Even the rare occasions you do see them, they don't really utilize their toolbox all that well. I see a lot of the. I watched a video here recently. This Gem Reaper or get whatever the fuck is calls himself, and he had like that masturbatory jack off 15-second dribble move type shit going on. And I don't like those kind of players. It's not fucking point guard to me. That's you won't really catch me playing like that. I might here or there for for blowing a team out or something, but for the most part, I keep my eyes up. I'm scanning the court. I'm looking for somebody to be open, and there's trouble with that too. If you got the fucking sharpshooters that want to play statue ball where they just stand in one fucking spot like a goon, or you got like guys that like as you're driving in for a kick out, they'll come in or they'll just stand in the paint. Or there's plenty of ways other players can fuck this up for you. Believe me, this actually reminds me a lot of my pure post score, a build I used to love. But if you get the wrong people playing with you, it's fucking game over. And this is pretty similar when it comes to that. If you get low IQ players, you're going to probably not have as good of a time. I'm not good enough with this player to carry. Like if I needed to, I'd rather just put my playmaking shot creator or my shot creating slasher small forward. I can't carry on this player like I can on others. But like I said, I preface this whole thing with I'm not a really good playmaker. They've definitely got the ability. One of the best players I ever saw in this game was an 82 overall pure playmaker, and he fucking was excellent on the park. I mean, I never saw him in pro am, but he was really fucking good. So they've definitely got it in them. And if you're, I'm sure there's plenty of better playmakers out there than me. Even if you don't have one yet, you could probably make one up and probably dominate with him. I don't go for a lot of the cheesy fag shit. I'm not trying to do dribble moves like crazy. I don't do that max height stupid shit. This dude's 6'2". I just build kind of what I like. I feel like I'm a good enough player. I don't need any extra bullshit to be able to beat some of these scrubs here at the fucking park. I could pretty much take anything in there and fucking play. It's not that big of a deal. I couldn't even tell you. I think my weight's 192. I don't know what I did with my arms. I don't even. They might be standard. I don't fucking know. I really don't. But it's got a lot of potential to it. It's a fun build to play if you like to pass the ball and if you've got the right people. I initially made this as a hey, this is gonna be really great to take to walk on solo, pro am walk on solo, because everybody there wants to fucking score, and I'll play the passer. I'll distribute the rock. I like doing that too. And it turns out if you don't go with people it's actually pretty fucking miserable sometimes because you get the groups of 3 to 4 dudes that know each other, and it does not matter that you got 6 assists and no turnovers in the first 3 minutes of the game, and you haven't taken a shot. It's about enough of that shit. They got badges to work on, or they're doing something else, or like it's game over. So, but then occasionally you do get the people that really appreciate it. I've met some good friends. Well, I wouldn't say good friends. I've met some good players that have turned into pretty decent friends in this game. Taking them to solo walk on. I've met more people that I wanted to choke to death, but that's life in the 2K world. I kind of generally like to run this guy. I'm more of a north-south point guard. I'm not, like I alluded to earlier, I don't like the jerk offs that just kind of dribble around for 15 seconds and then put up a fucking contested layup or some other stupid shit. I like to take the ball one cut up the field, north south, and I generally like to keep my eyes open for other players and try to find the pass because there's no reason to have Hall of Fame dimer if you're not going to use it. The one thing I would say, if you're going to make this build, do not be afraid to shoot. You have to be able to score because if you're not scoring, it's easy to double team a sharp or you know if they know you're not going to pull the trigger, there's really no reason for them to close out on you, and that just kind of spells doom for your team if they can just double whoever you do have that's has the hot hand. So don't neglect just because you made a pure playmaker. Never mind all that stupid shit about you should just be passing. Like that isn't the real fucking world. At least in park, which is like where I like to play. Pro am, you can get away a lot more as just being a pure passer, and that's kind of how I like to play him in pro am. But if you're gonna play him on park, don't listen to any of this stupid shit from these other guys that don't even play playmakers. Don't listen to it. You need to be able to score. Absolutely have to be able to score. There's games where I was playing with my friends, and I was the only one that was able to put something in the bucket. Sometimes people are just off. You've got to have it in your arsenal. I don't score as well on him as I need to. I'm pretty new at it still. I don't shoot, as consistently as I'd like to, and I'm still trying to find my way offensively of what I can and can't get away with. I've always felt that when you make a new build, you've got a period of time in there, almost like a probationary period, where you have to figure out what you can get away with and what you can't. So you'll see during these highlights, you'll see some really questionable shit that I've done, and I'm not going to shy away from it. I absolutely try to push the envelope sometimes, unless it was a close game. But don't neglect your scoring. You can't just be some passer. You've got to be able to put the ball in the bucket. I don't care what anybody tells you. If you I mean, if we had a team that we played against that had a pure playmaker and all he did was pass the ball, it'd be the easiest team in the world to beat. Badges, as far as badges go, like I said, I've got Dimer Hall of Fame, Pick and Roll Maestro Hall of Fame. I've got Ankle Breaker Hall of Fame, Flashy Gold, and Lob City Silver. Those are your primary badges. I would rank them in an order of most important to least important is Dimer. Obviously, you cannot replicate what it does. Pick and Roll Maestro is fucking huge. It's really big. I mean, that's kind of your shooting badge. It helps your passing too, but that really is gonna what makes you able to hit a lot of your mid ranges when you couple that with like difficult shot silver, or just a standalone shot. To me, and this will probably be a little bit more controversial, I put Flashy Passer above Ankle Breaker. I do like dribble moves. I do like being able to drop somebody. I don't spam them. They're good to have a few in your back pocket. But Flashy Passer, I've yet to have an AI pick off or a human pick off. I've had plenty of AIs to grab them, but they grab everything. But humans, you get those balls into places that people don't see, and you can make passes that a lot of people don't really they don't react to till after it's over with. You don't have a lot of times a quick wind up, or even if you do, they don't really know where it's going. So I throw a lot of flashy passes. I throw a lot of them, and it's not even a coolness factor. I mean, if you get good with those, and you can really set some shit up. Ankle breaker 4. Obviously, you can't make up for being able to put somebody on their ass and make somebody's defense really kind of have to scramble. And then obviously the Lob City I put at 5 of your primary badges. I wouldn't rank Lob City above a lot of other badges you get to silver. I don't even know if I put it above free throw ace gold, but who knows. This is pretty underrated defensively. I notice a lot more steals. He's pretty shifty. The lateral quickness is pretty good. I came from playing a 6'8" slasher to playing my shot creating, my playmaking shot creator, and this guy, a couple of point guards, and it took me a little while to get used to how quick these were. I mean, I was like literally overcorrecting on defense because I was used to having them to move a lot more than I do. They're shifty. There's a lot these things have going on for them, and they're even good offensively. The open court speed is really nice if you make them a size where you get the full 99 speed with the ball, all that stuff. I notice I can really pull away from people. A lot of the centers still get that warp speed closeout block. You know, Pro-Am is a little bit tougher. And honestly, of all the shortcomings that you could have on a build, this is one of those that I don't see too many, so long as you understand what you made. You made a guy that's primary responsibility is to distribute the ball to the open player. The couple problems with that is if you're playing this with people that you don't know and you don't know what they're doing, it's actually a little more complicated than it seems. Like you should be able to go into Pro-Am walk on and absolutely fuck people up. But if you've got it's like herding cats. If you've got a ton of people that are all doing their own thing and you're not on mics like a lot of mine are, you know, where you just kind of show up by yourself, it can be people. A lot of sharps will just stand there waiting for you to somehow get their guy off of them. You know, there's a ton of. It's really hard. It's unforgiving, really. And I'm not good enough. Like I said earlier, I'm not a good enough playmaker to just make up for that kind of shit. I need cooperation. And that's the hard part about this build is it requires cooperation from people. The one thing this community is really fucking terrible about, cooperating, is kind of like what you are leaning on in a way. So it's definitely a good build. It's an A+ build. I would absolutely give it, you know, my seal of approval. But just understand its limitations, and understand that you need people to work with you. There's only so many times, you know, when you're farming to get Hall of Fame dimer that you could pass to a guy wide open that takes the ball, dribbles around for a while, then pulls a contested fucking mid range. There's only so many times you can see that before you start going, you know, before you feel a little bit jaded about the whole process. So if you have some friends and some sharpshooters or whatever, you could have a lot of fun here. If you're relying on playing with people you don't know, good luck. It's hit and miss. More often than not, it's in my experience, it's been a miss. But you know, you do meet some people along the way that are worth playing with for sure. And it probably would help. It will help you if you have a different build, and this is like an alt. You know, like it is for me. It might help. Maybe it'll help you see the court a little bit differently, and maybe notice some of the things you could do better on your other players. You know, so like there's definitely a lot of benefits to playing it. Just realize that if you want to play a shot creator, make playmaker, make a playmaking shot creator. Don't make this build thinking you're just gonna go in there and fucking light people up all the time. It just doesn't. I mean, you can absolutely shoot and you can score on this build, but it's never going to be as consistent as it would be on a playmaking shot creator. In fact, if I have to play with people I don't know, especially in the park, like if I've got one of my friends and he brings one of his friends, I won't really play this build too much. Um, I have in a lot of these clips with people that I don't really know, but if you, I'd rather play my playmaking shot creator if I'm going to do that, just because I can pull. I know what I can do there, and if I have to, I can go reach a lot deeper in the offensive toolbox and be able to come up with some points that I can't on this guy. So I mean, your mileage may vary. I say give it a shot if you like passing. I say if you've got friends, really give it a shot. My best combo I've played with so far has been a pure sharp and a pure post score. A good center is nice, especially one that will sit out of the paint about 15 feet and has a consistent shot. So when defenses collapse, you got a wide open midi. There's a lot of things you can do with this build. You just need the cooperation. Anyways, guys, have a happy New Year, and I'll catch you later.